Hey everyone, this is Shane Isakowski, your host of the Drawing from Experience podcast. This is episode number 71. Today I have a special guest on the podcast. His name is Stephen C. Wagner. He is an artist, curator, art educator, gallerist. He's shown artwork all over the world. He has a huge network of artists. He's also the co-owner of Art Gallery and Studios here in San Francisco on Folsom Street. He's created a huge art installation for Johnson & Johnson, and truly, the list goes on. This guy is somebody who has been in the art world for a very long time. This episode has tidbits of wisdom for emerging artists to soak up and use to their advantage. I mean, it's pretty amazing just talking to him and hearing all of the advice that he's giving in this episode. So I really hope that you guys get some value and truly listen up. It's I feel like it's an important episode with info, from somebody who has a lot of experience in the art world, and from the age of 6, by the way. From the age of 6, his mother was an artist and introduced him to the gallery world. So, there's amazing info in this episode. So if you are somebody who likes to learn, like myself, this is a good episode for you. So before, of course, we get into the interview, I want to talk to you about some shows that I have coming up. First and foremost, Oddities and Curiosities. It's a market on March 21st. That's in San Mateo, local to here in San Francisco. It goes from 11 to 6 on March 21st. About the show, the Oddities and Curiosities Expo showcases hand-selected vendors, dealers, artists, and small businesses from all over the country with all things weird. You'll find items such as taxidermy, preserved specimens, original artwork, horror/Halloween inspired pieces, antiques, handcrafted oddities, quack medical devices, clothing, jewelry, skull/bones, funeral collectibles, and much more. We truly have something weird for everyone, they say. All items you see at our shows are legal to own and sustainably sourced. That's something about the show that I thought was pretty cool. So I can get behind this kind of a show. I'm really excited to show there and set up my booth. I'm going to have a 10 by 10 booth there. Of course, I'm excited. So come see me. It's happening. And so if you want tickets, there are VIP tickets for $20. You get an hour early access at 10 a.m. to skip the crowds. Be the first inside to peruse through our amazing vendors. And there's some more VIP perks to be announced. General admission is $10. Access anytime between 11 to 6 p.m. Purchase your general admission ticket in advance to skip the entry lines day of. And those are available still, so check it out. There's also a jackalope workshop for $180. This 4-hour class teaches you how to mount a jackalope. Do they teach you how to hunt a jackalope as well? I hope so. Just kidding. I don't condone killing jackalopes on this show. Price includes everything you need, but you also must purchase an entry ticket into the show. So check it out. I want to see your jackalopes, everyone. The next show after that I have coming up is at the Dark Art Emporium. No, that's not the next show, but I'll announce it anyway. Communion is the name of the show. It's opening on April 11th and it goes until May 15th. I want you guys to come out to that show. It's the first time for me showing at the Dark Art Emporium, and I am obviously excited about that. So the actual next show that I have coming up is at Eon Gallery in Richmond, Illinois. It's in Richmond, Illinois. It's called Exodus. It goes from March 21st to May 30th of this year, 2020. Next is my Patreon shout-outs. For this episode, my buddy Scott Holloway from the Painting Loft podcast, a fellow podcaster, him and Jessica Perner are both freaking amazing artists. Just so you know, look them up right now if you've never heard of them. Check them out. They had me on the Painting Loft podcast. I can't remember what episodes, somewhere around 100, I think. But Scott has a really extensive Patreon. It's pretty amazing. $1 a month, $2, $5, $10, $20, $60, $100, or $800 a month. It gets you anything from art lotteries to progress shots and time lapses, discounts on his website, first dibs on new art, access to patron-only drawings and sketches, sketch commissions, oil studies, or even commissioned paintings. So go check out his work. You know, a lot of his work deals with like religious iconography and other things like that. But, you know, he's a dark artist like myself. We converse online quite often. I want to say he's in Massachusetts. I think that's correct. And, you know, Scott is one of these people who studies, you know, the old masters, and he seems to have a very disciplined way of approaching his artwork. And for that, I am glad to know him and see his artwork out there at shows. I've shown at some shows with him, and he's just awesome. So check it out. Subscribe to his Patreon. The address is patreon.com/Scott, SCOTT, Holloway, HOLLOWAY. So please go check out his Patreon. And now for my creative conquest for the week. I've got 3 really good ones here for you guys. You ready? First one, Ray Vasquez says, I participated in my first gallery show. It was a perfect mix. Oh, God. Okay, sorry. It was a perfect mix of exhilaration and anxiousness. First feeling deflated when I brought my piece home, having not being adopted, but then proud for finally putting myself out there. I'm excited and hopeful for the next submission. Ray, that's awesome. Good to know you at this point in your artistic adventures and journey. I love to hear when artists are first starting to show, and you know, I know it can be discouraging. It's like, you know, you showed your work, it didn't sell, but you know, definitely don't let that deflate you. I show art all the time that doesn't sell. So you know, it never particularly feels great, but maybe the right collector just wasn't at that show. So keep showing the work, keep putting yourself out there, and I believe in pushing forward, and people will buy your work, people will connect. So second creative conquest is from Jean-Baptiste Mouton. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. My apologies if it is not. Jean-Baptiste says, I worked countless hours on an artwork, did dozens of tryouts, and nothing worked. I just didn't like the result. It was bland and uninteresting. All my tryouts failed. I gave up on it several times and went back to it several times. I started on it one last time this week, and a creative accident happened. Parentheses, I added a texture layer in the wrong place. I know that feeling. And opened completely new perspectives. Now I'm back on it and think it will be a great artwork when it's done. Work in progress to follow in the comments. And he posted 2. This is within the creative community page. I was already stubborn, but this experience won't improve me much. Ahaha. Man, do I feel ya. Yeah, that is, I love happy accidents. You know, that's the best thing to come out of that. And especially when you're kind of stuck on a piece, you're just like looking at it and you're like, I don't know what's wrong with this piece. and then something accidental happens. You accidentally splash some paint somewhere and you're like, crap. And then you start wiping it away and you realize that that certain wipe looks great. So that's wonderful. I love when that kind of stuff happens. So congratulations. And I did take a look at those pieces. Jean Baptiste looks like a digital artist. I don't know if they do practical work as well, but it was, honestly, I like both pieces. But I do know the feeling of an artwork, of a piece of artwork looking and feeling bland to me. I'm just like, it's uninteresting. I'm terrible. I suck. Like, all those things go through my head and I'm like, I just gotta like figure out what it is. And sometimes that process is kind of painful, because you're just like, I'm the worst artist ever and I'm going to let everyone down. So I feel like that all the time. So yeah, it just goes to show you just gotta keep on experimenting and pushing through. Maria Mata, my friend, Maria is amazing. She's an amazing designer, illustrator. She says, I'm finally getting paid for 2 books with the Ministry of Culture in Colombia, and it's going to Afro-Colombian kids in the country. And the first production of my business is finalizing with around 800 pieces! Exclamation point, exclamation point. I'm so, exclamation point, excited, exclamation point. Stressful times to come, but this is a freaking dream come true. Maria, congratulations. You know that you and I had a conversation recently about your new business. I am so excited for you. Anybody who's just like, you know what? I'm starting a business. I can get behind that, and congratulations for moving forward and doing that. If you guys don't know Maria and her work, check it out on Instagram. I'll put a little link down in my show notes. And without further ado, I'd like to reintroduce Stephen C. Wagner, sorry, to the podcast. And this is my episode with Stephen. And this is something that we had been planning for a while, but there's a show coming up. It's the 10-year anniversary of ARC Gallery and Studios. So I'm delighted to present to you my interview with Stephen C. Wagner.